Sonic, you know? Like I feel like if people like I kept hearing how people wanted to like this game, and then I keep hearing how people just don't and hate it and just think it sucks. And don't want it, a lot of people won't give it a chance, and like even the people who do give it a chance don't actually give it a chance. Like people will just play through the game and be like, "Well, I'm done now," and it's like no, you're not. Like I've watched somebody play through the game and be like, "Well, I'm done now." I'm like, No, you still have this mission and this mission and this mission. You can still do more things with these. You can do these challenges." And that's the thing is, it's like there's so much more to it. It's meant for more replayability though, and I will agree that it's not a lot of uniqueness, but it's got the replayability there, and it's got like vast amounts of it. Um, like you'll want to play through a level again as and take a different path. Like that's the thing is there are multiple different paths you can take in multiple different levels, and when you can even enter in with a different weapon and be able to take a different path because of that. And that's the thing is the weapons allow for that more variety, you know. So like you can take in the like they talk about how you can just use the flamethrower and just burn through all the enemies, but the flamethrower can take you down certain paths, but the electric weapon can take you down other ones, and it's like so much more you can do, and just if you just were to have fun going through and exploring, you know, taking your time exploring, getting all the red coins. Uh, and like the thing is, even collecting the red coins has a reward. Everything in the game rewards you for something. Like even if it's just cosmetic, and that's the thing is, like the I feel like it's a game meant for Sonic fans, but unfortunately Sonic fans just hate Sonic. You know, like that's personally how I feel. Is they like Sonic fans are just like the vocal majority of them at least just hate Sonic. They'll nitpick every little thing about a Sonic game. Whereas, like, I don't know, I'm not even, like, I'm not, I don't even have, like, a Sonic OC or anything like that. I don't personally care for that type of thing. I'm not big into, like, I'm not even the biggest Sonic fan. But I can see Sonic fans, like, I see if Sonic fans weren't, you know, Sonic fans and were fans of other things and this was another game that they were fans of, not Sonic, people would absolutely love it. It's just Sonic fans are weird. Well, the vocal majority, not all Sonic fans. Not trying to be prejudiced against Sonic fans here. But yeah, it's like I feel like it's just the Sonic fandom is just kind of toxic, you know, that type of dealio. Cause like it is not bad by any means, and it's like like I is it the greatest game of all time? No, definitely not. Is it even the greatest Sonic game of all time? No, definitely not. It's probably one of my favorites though, because I just don't really care for other Sonic games. Um, like I do not even like Mania. Like I don't actually like Mania. I feel like there's a few too many like issues with it that I just can't get past. And actually, Sonic Mania continues into Sonic Forces. Like the Sonic, like classic Sonic, or I believe is what he's called, is actually from Mania. He's the yeah the very starting cutscene in Sonic Mania. Like the starting cutscene, but I think it's the one after you finish the Green Hill Zone. Um, Dark Eggman has found the Infinity Gem or whatever, whatever it's called, and that's basically what he's using in this game, and it's what brought classic Sonic here. And I feel like a lot of people actually miss that, at least at first, is that it actually continues from Mania. I feel like people are talking about it more now, but back when it first came out, I feel like people just kind of complained about how, oh, well, classic Sonic's just there. And it's like, and even Tails can't explain it out. And it's like, well, Tails didn't play Sonic Mania, you know? Like, I don't, like, and that's the thing is, something I'll say, and this is beyond Sonic as well. This is in animes, this is in other games. Something I'll say is, like, I feel like people call out characters too much on not having all the answers, I guess. Like just because a character doesn't know something or doesn't get something correct or just doesn't like like people call it a plot hole because oh, but this character said this, but how is this character supposed to know? Maybe they're just talking and didn't actually know what they're talking about. Anyway, I'll move on from that though, that whole rant. But yeah, that's the thing is I feel like if people actually genuinely gave Sonic Forces a chance, they would like it. Anyways, moving on. Like I said, Pixel Lens TX. This is a puzzle game. That's actually a pretty interesting one. You can use the touchscreen for it, which is probably why I'm not playing it here because I prefer to use the touchscreen than the normal controls. But you basically draw lines at like x that are x distance long. And you're supposed to match up. It's like a connect the dots game, but like connect the dots on steroids. Um, so you'll have a bunch of numbers on the screen and dots, and you'll take those dots and you'll kind of drag them from one to a matching dot. That is that number of like whatever number's on the dot. You'll do it that far. You can move it that many spaces. And so your goal is to connect all the dots properly. And it's a lot more difficult than it sounds, but still not that difficult. This one's a multiplayer game I haven't played yet. That's Overcooked. I feel like that's a more popular one. Probably more well known. Enter the Gungeon. I feel like that's more well known as well. It's like I think it's like a roguelike, Bullet Hill. Iono of the Celestial Elephants. This one's probably a bit lesser known. This one's like I haven't played it yet personally, but I hear it's like an old school Legend of Zelda homage or whatever words mean. um, but like whereas you play as an elephant instead of a, a part human. A Time Recoil. I haven't played that one yet. Thumper. I probably know it, but it's a rhythm game. A Human Fall Flat. I feel like people know this one, but it's kind of like a puzzle platformer type of thing with like weird, interesting physics-based one, like sandbox physics game or something like that. If you're the PC version, actually lets you use your face. Like you can actually put your face onto the character. Jackbox Party Pack 2. Yeah, it's Jackbox. I've streamed these before. Zombie Gold Rush. Haven't played it yet. This one was kind of a interesting genre. Haven't played it yet. Ginger. Haven't done that one yet. It's a demo. Demo. Arms. Arms is well known. Snipperclips. I feel like Snipperclips is well known by now. It's a pretty interesting puzzle game. Like a co-op puzzle game at that. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I feel like this one's out there and well known by now. I personally like it better than the first one. Like the first one, I just could not get past the first town. Like I've played through it multiple times because I bought it for the Wii multiple times, and I've even played it on the new 3DS version of it, and just I couldn't get into it. I really just couldn't. And this one plays a lot more like an anime. It's more like an anime that you can play rather than a game, from what I've personally seen. Like the first like 60 hours of the game or something like that. 60, I don't know, maybe it was just 16 or something. I don't know. Like a huge chunk of the early portion of the game just is tutorial and like dialogue and talking and cutscenes. Like I actually at the end of the first chapter, the cutscene there was so long that like I legitimately thought I was watching an anime. I instead of like so after the cutscene finished, I actually like moved on to go wait for the next. Like I went to go on my computer and start watching YouTube or something just to kind of distract myself while I wait for the next episode to come out next week. Like I legitimately just started moving on like it was an anime that I had to wait for the cutscene to come out or not cutscene the next episode to come out because like the cutscenes were just so long and so just the game was just so filled with them up to that point. They're just constantly happening, and that last one was just so long that at the end of the first chapter, that I like legitimately forgot I wasn't watching an anime. um, but like that's not a particularly bad thing personally from what I've seen. And I think that's why I like it more than one. Is like I feel like the gameplay of one is I didn't like the combat system, I guess, is what I'd say. And so the fact that it's more of an anime with that you just play intermittently than it was a game that you actually play through the gameplay of. Because I think it's like I don't like the gameplay, but I do like the I am enjoying the story so far. I'll probably stream this one too at some point. I do definitely want to get back into that, but I've been trying to play all of the $510 of games I've spent money on this past month and months prior. Trying to get caught up with that, especially since more PlayStation games are coming out. That I'm gonna be getting probably streaming those. I'm probably gonna cancel my Dissidia pre-order just because I've been spending way too much money. Jackbox again. Resident Evil Revelations 2. Um, Not a personal fan of the series, but I do like the I was liking playing this co-op with one of my friends. He bought it for PS3 and I actually still have this PS3 copy on my shelf, even though I haven't seen him in like a year or so. But yeah, I did actually like this, so I decided to get the Switch version myself. This one's like a roguelike. From what I hear, it's particularly difficult. I haven't played it yet though. Shantae, I feel like it's more well-known platformer. Genie who can turn into animals. Monopoly, who hasn't heard of Monopoly? Skyrim, who hasn't heard of Skyrim? Who hasn't bought Skyrim at this point? You haven't bought Skyrim at this point, just do it already. Like, they're not going to stop coming out with it, I suppose, but just do it already. Just maybe if everybody has Skyrim, they'll eventually make the six Elder Scrolls. Another Jackbox. I have all of them on here. There's 3 and then there's 4. Um, an Uro Voider. This was like a bit of a roguelike, I believe, and it's like a co-op one too. Picross. I like Picross is actually not is what am I trying to say here? Picross is actually fairly this is like a really old thing. Like this is like think one of the original Picrosses was like not maybe not original, but like Picross was way back on the Game Boy. There's various different types. It's basically like reverse Sudoku. Did I say that right? Sudoku. There we go. Sudoku. Reverse Sudoku. Where you have like a grid and like the numbers are on the outside though, not you don't write the numbers in, you start the numbers on the outside and you fill in the spaces in the grid based on these numbers. I feel like that would be a boring one to stream, but basically you end up making a picture, and though the picture looks nothing like the the puzzle you fill out, it is just like a very vague similarity. Like I was showing my friend, I was having my friend watch, my friend was watching it play it at one point, and I was like, so I'm gonna be filling out this puzzle, and it's gonna look nothing like the end result. And so I filled out the puzzle, and like the end result was like just started filling in colors, and it's like, and he's like, yeah, it's basically just like, hey, here, start this picture, and we'll finish it for you. And like, yeah, it's like, I mean, it doesn't make it bad by any means. I'm not trying to like say it diminishes its value or anything, but it's just like you definitely can't like look at somebody else's finished picture and be like, oh, so that's how I'm supposed to solve this because it's nothing like. Violet, Violet, Violet is a point-and-click adventure game. Haven't gotten too far in it though. I think I'm literally just past the opening part. SteamWorld Dig 2. This one's been doing pretty good. As here's been getting good reviews. It's the sequel to SteamWorld Dig 1, and it's like a how to. This is like a platformer in a sense, but it's a platformer where you create your own platforms as you go down. There are enemies to fight along your way. And you're trying to collect treasure, then you have to go back up to sell your treasure. Then you can upgrade yourself and go down and go further and just keep going until you figure out. In this one, you're looking for the main character from the last game. So I guess he's apparently disappeared, and you have to go find him. Not too particularly far, but I'm somewhat in. Slunker Party. This is the paid version of a free-to-play game on PS4. However, this one doesn't use currency. I feel like it's a lot more balanced. I feel like, maybe not balanced is probably the wrong word, but it's a lot better than the PS4 one just because how do I put this? It's